Imagine this, the world is a giant race. People are running. Fast. Faster. Every direction. Some stumble, some sprint. Everyone thinks if I don't run, I'll lose. And then there's one who sits down, calm, not rushing, doesn't care about the chaos. Sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly what one small country did after World War II. While everyone else raced for factories, power, and exports, this country asked a very different question. Do we really need to run at all? And that single decision, that quiet choice, turned it into one of the richest countries on earth. Today, we're going to explore how patience, calm, and clever strategy beat frantic effort, and why sometimes doing less can be the smartest move of all. Now, you might be thinking, wait, how can doing nothing make you rich? I know it sounds strange, but stick with me. By the end of the story, you'll see that the world often rewards the people who don't chase the crowd. Let's travel back to the period after World War II. The world was rebuilding. Every country wanted to grow. Bigger factories, more exports, higher production. It was simple logic. Work harder, get richer. Countries were racing like sprinters on a track, each one trying to outdo the other. Some succeeded temporarily, but many burned out or fell behind. Now, imagine a small country in the middle of all this chaos. Not much land. Not many natural resources. No cheap labor. If it tried to compete directly, it would always lose. Most small countries tried anyway. They built factories, invested in industries, and hoped for the best. But running the race without the right resources is like trying to sprint with one leg shorter than the other. You can try, but the finish line keeps moving farther away. This tiny country did something radical. It looked at the world's frantic effort and said, we don't need to compete in the same way. We need a different strategy. It didn't try to make everything. It didn't try to outwork the giants. It looked for a path that leveraged its unique position. Here's the key. The world loved excitement. Factories, trade, headlines, people chasing gold. Money, however, is a little different. Money prefers calm, stability, predictable rules. So, instead of racing, this country did something most people would call boring. It made itself safe. Safe for laws. Safe for contracts. Safe for money. Nothing flashy. No sudden changes. No drama. And that, my friend, is the first secret to its success. Slowly, money started noticing this country. Not money that works on the factory floor. Not money that runs businesses directly. This was money that wanted a safe home. Banks opened their doors. Investors followed. Insurance companies, law firms, all of them realized, here our money won't get eaten by chaos. Here our wealth is safe. Think about it. Money doesn't like surprises. People love excitement, but money prefers predictability. And this country had it in abundance. First, the world laughed. They don't produce anything. They do nothing. True, they weren't shipping cars or building steel mills, but they were offering something even more valuable. Stability, predictability, and trust. This country became a host. And money loves a good host. It arrived in small amounts at first, quietly, like water seeping into a dry riverbed. Then more came, and soon the banks were filling up. This wasn't luck. It wasn't magic. It was patience. Strategic patience. And here's the brilliance. While the other countries were burning out chasing headlines, this country was quietly compounding wealth. Years went by. The world stayed noisy. Big factories, loud economies, market crashes, political chaos. But this country, calm, stable, safe. And when markets crashed elsewhere, guess where money went? Straight there. When politics got messy in other countries, money ran there. When economies elsewhere shook, money ran there. Opal chased the same prizes. Few ask, is there a better place to play entirely? And that's what this country did. It didn't fight over gold. It sold the vaults. It didn't compete for factories. Competed for safety. And in a world that rewards noise, sometimes the quietest strategy wins. So what's the lesson here? Running harder isn't always the answer. Sometimes the smartest choice is stepping aside, staying calm, and providing something others need but overlook. It's about position over effort, about patience over frenzy. Next time you feel pressured to sprint like everyone else, remember this story. Ask yourself, am I running because I have to, or am I running because everyone else is running? Because sometimes, the quiet path isn't boring, it's brilliant. If this changed the way you think about money, strategy, or life itself, stay tuned. And remember, in a noisy world, calm wins. Always. Okay, well guys, hit my subscribe button.